Hey guys, Jakob from Delta Logic here, and today I will show you how to create Amazon Service Provider Network scraper. So in last video we covered how to build Amazon Selling Partner App Store scraper. Today we'll cover second part and we'll be scraping the service provider network. And now let me show you this on my desktop, as this might be hard to visualize. So those are actually two different directory listings. The first one we scraped in the previous video. This was the App Store, and for this we didn't need to authenticate with Amazon. We could just easily grab the link, open it in the new incognito tab like this, and scrape it. So that was much easier to do. And today I will show you how to scrape the service provider network. For this, it will be required for you to have your own Amazon seller account, because as you see here, if we try to open it in the incognito tab, we have to log in there. So I will be covering this scraper today. Now let me show you how the scraper will work. So the scraper will work in the following order. First, it will open the browser, try to log in, so it will include the credentials. Also, it will include the OTP login. I will show you how to actually get this. Now it will go on the main page, explore services, get on the first service, in this case account management in United States of America. That's important. That's very important here, that we'll have to pick the country as well, because this is how this website is built. And yeah, it will pretty much go on every page and scrape the information. As you see here, 23 pages. And then once it's done, it will gather, pretty much save them all into the Excel. So as you see here, it's scraping, all good. This is just one category, but obviously scraper will work for more of them. So I'll pause it, and now let's begin coding. We'll begin by creating virtual environment. We always use pipenv, like pip file to create that. And today we'll just use the old school method, which is venv. All right, so we created environment. Now just let's install the some of the requirements. We'll install beautiful zip 4. We'll install Open Excel. I think for now, this should be enough. Let's open your favorite code editor. I'll use PyCharm, but obviously you can use Visual Studio Code if you prefer. And let's create scraper.py file. Now let's import the libraries that we'll be using today. We're also using WebDriver Manager like in the previous video, so pretty much we won't have to download the driver manually. It will always happen automatically once we run the script. We'll also be using PyOTP for authentication, so I'll also install it right now. Those will be all of the requirements, so we can put them to requirements.txt. Now we have all them. We have a list of them right here. Let's create the cons.py. So here for cons.py, we have to use .env with load.env function, and then we'll obviously need to create .env file where we can safely store our credentials. Now, those are marked credentials. We'll need email, password, and token on Amazon. How to get token to FA. Pretty simple. Pretty much once you use app to authorize with two-factor authentication like Authy, it will tell you how to get the token, because this is how two-factor authentication basically works. There's a nice tutorial from Amazon. You'll have to go to your account, pick login secure, and log in security settings and get started. And then normally you can either get SMS, or you can use the authentication app with your OTP. So yeah, pretty much we'll need this token that generates the OTP every 1 minute, or I don't know what's the exact time. And then we'll be able to use function from Python, which will basically work like Authy app. All right, so now let's build the skeleton of the project, and then we will analyze the source code of the website that we'll be scraping. All right, so first we'll add the options for scraping again. This is from the previous video. It works pretty much the same. I'll comment the headless because I want you to see how the scraper works, but obviously when you run it on like a machine, like a Linux server, then it will be better if you put headless mode on. Now this is the link, like a main link for service provider network. Obviously you don't need the rest, this is just to track you. And then we'll have to get those 3 credentials, and I assume we have to also import them right here. Now for services that we scrape, it will be half automatic, half manual, because I want to only select ones that are actually interested for me, the countries and where to sell. And if we click here, you'll see the pattern that you have sell from and then sell in, right? So here you see the pattern that we normally could really easy code to change those things if we want to really gather whole list. But for me, I don't really care for a whole list. I just care for a couple of markets that I work with. So let me show you the link. Like we'll pretty much create a list. I'll include this list in the GitHub repository so you can also copy it easily. And this will stay in a repository. I'll delete it for now. And pretty much, yeah, for now we'll focus on category account management and country USA. But this will be a list, so the scraper will work in the way that you'll be always able to scrape more listings. I'll include maybe the second one, so I'll show you also how this works. So for account management, there's country USA, there's country UK. Maybe I will take like different category just so you know it changes. So for example, advertising optimization for Germany, and again here in parameters it's DE, and it's easy to code it later if you wanted to, like literally every possible scenario. But for now, let me just leave those 2 links to scrape, and let's continue. And then we'll need a driver to obviously open the browser, and we'll be using this Chrome service, Chrome driver manager, that will install itself. All right, this is our main function, run. Let's just think about what we have to do. So we have to go to the page, log in there, and this is half of the success because then we land here. So let's focus now on the login part. All right, so let's just focus on login to Amazon function. Let me create it. Now what I'm doing here is I'm going to the Amazon Service Network link, and I'm trying to wait until we get the login screen. So it's a very nice function here. It's wait until presence of element located, meaning that we wait for the page to load, and if it's more than 10 seconds, it will fail. But if we got it, then it will locate it and we can send the keys right away, meaning we can send the login and password. So again, if we go, let me open it in the browser. We'll have to locate the element email. So it's app email form. Here, IP ID app email. We located it, then we are sending the key, and same for password. Same for password, as you see, it's ID app AP password. If we just click on it right here, yeah, there it is, AP password. And then we have to find a sign in button. If we click over there, it's ID sign in submit. So we have to locate it and we have to submit it. Now for the OTP function, this is super nice. As I have my token, all I have to do literally is do PyOTP, TOTP, and I have to just pass my token, and then it will generate me the OTP code. So let's just test it right now. So if I go here, I click sign, you'll have this enter OTP. And again, what we have to do is we have to locate the field. So we have to locate this ID AUF MFA OTP code. We have to put it there, and we have to sign in. How this works, we'll do quick test. I'll just open the Python console, I'll import, and now what I'll do is I'll simply put this functionality here. Let me do maybe a trick if this works. I really hope. Let's try it like this. Okay, now so all you have to do is you have to pretty much create a variable and now ask it, so TOTP. Now we got a code and we have to really quickly pass it here before it change. Seems like I'm logged in. So there was some issue with my browser, but I just opened additional incognito tab and I'm logged in as Delta Logic. So you see it worked. Yeah, sometimes there are issues like this in the browser, but it should work for you. Let's continue coding now. So now the rest. So we have a token. We had to locate where to put it. We send the keys and we just submit the form. And now the tricky part. As you may know, we have to be perfectly on time, meaning that if the OTP changed, our whole script will change. So I introduce additional logic, which just checks one more time and try again. I mean, if we miss the time window when the token changed, obviously we had to just resubmit it. And obviously we won't miss it one more time because it's like a matter of 1-2 seconds when we can miss it. It's rare case, and then right away we have whole 1 minute to submit it. So we'll definitely do that. All right, so it's a try except. Very simple. We just repeat the logic there. Obviously, this could be created as a whole function, like the whole logic. I'm just too lazy this time. So yeah, what we do is we do exactly the same thing, but this time it guarantees us that we're logged in. Will be logged in. All right, so we have a login function. Now, quick test. I'll just type print success and we run our script. So as you see, we should go through all of that. Let's just write it right now. It downloads the WebDriver, goes to the page, types login and password and the OTP, and bam, perfect. Now we should close everything. Yeah, exactly. Okay, this part is done. And now the actual scraping part. All right, so we'll iterate over our main dictionary with those information. And then we'll have a function called scrape services, and then obviously those will be new rows, and we'll be adding always the new rows to the Excel, but the Excel logic will happen in a moment. First, let's continue on the main functionality, which is scrape services. All right, what we will do is we'll have to go on a service link, in particular like this. So for example, like we are landing on this page, and now we want to scrape all of those information and go on all of the pages. All right, so we found the class called search results write div, and then each row is a row provider car border. And that's how we'll pretty much gather our information. Then obviously from inside we'll retrieve all of the rows information. So that's what I did here, service section, and then service list HTML. This is like the list of all of those providers. All right, so we have our main loop, which will be pretty much just iteration of the list that we'll retrieve, and then each service will retrieve the information from it and append it to the main list. And then we'll return it once we gather the list. So let's go back here. We have our services list, and this is just from one page. What we have to do is we have to iterate over the pages and then obviously run the same function. So now what we'll do is we have to create a iterator, which will be checking if we can go on the next page, and then from here we'll be appending those records to our list. So let's create this function which checks if we are on the next page. Now you may ask, how are we going to check? We have to pretty much go on the last page. It's a little bit different than last time that we did, and now we'll see that the next button is disabled. And if the next button is disabled, then it means that we are on the last page, and that's actually really interesting to do. Like as you see on every page, for every scraper, there's a different indicator that tells you why it's over, right? There's no one simple functionality logic for every page that you can assume that there are no more pages. It's always different, as you see on those 2 scrapers, and I'm telling you also from my experience, always different. I tried so many low code scrapers, and because of this fact, they were all working like shit, and then I end up working on my custom scrapers all the time. Since we know now how to do it, I'll just simply show you the logic. So that's the logic. We're checking if we have the last element disabled. If no, then all right. I mean, if we found it, sorry, that means that cannot go on the next page. Otherwise, we can go on the next page, and we will do it by clicking the next element, right? This arrow. So if we go, like, for example, page 6, and then we'll locate the next button, we can just click on it and we'll be on the next page. So that's our loop. Let's go back onto the loop, and now let's just repeat the process. So we'll just gather the services from each of the pages, bind it to the new list, services, bam, and we'll return it. By now, we should have all of the services from one particular category. Now what's left is the Excel logic, and the Excel logic is pretty much the same as from the previous video. I'll just copy and paste it here. So you know, we only need the file name to be created. So I'll put the file name function, the name here, Amazon Service Network Excel. Now, this is very simple. If it doesn't exist, we create one, and then we put company name, short description, country, category, and then obviously, if it exists, we just keep appending new rows. So let's see this scraper in action. All right, we're logging in. And now we jumped in back to the new category. So advertisement optimizations in Germany. It's loading slowly, but it's loading. That's why it's good that we have those timers to wait. And then right away, when it's done, it scrapes them automatically and goes to the next page, as you see. Super fast. Just put it here, you see that actually it's scraped. It's just so quick that we can't see. All right, as you see, it's end. Script just finished. Now we can just check the Excel. We got all of the information we want, and we can just extend it a little bit. All right, we have a nice description of the company. We have a country and the category. As you see, Germany and US, account management, advertising optimization, and the company name. So that's something that I just wanted to show you here. Very nice script. Obviously, you could extend the script so it works for all of the categories, and you could extend it in a way that you clicked on each category and extract even more information from it. This is just the skeleton, this is just the nice base that you can extend. So you can always fork my repository and continue the development there, and always, yeah, let me know. All right, guys, so that was it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like the video, please like, subscribe to the channel. And if you ever need help with development, please contact us at contact@deltalogic.com. I'll see you guys in the next one.